Hello, family and friends of Seward United Methodist Church. It's Reverend Mary Kay, and it's time for Midweek devotions again. I thought I would share a little bit about what our Bible study group is doing. It's our Thursday morning Bible study that meets at 10:30. And we are reading a book about Hildegard of Bingen. And Hildegard of Bingen is a saint who lived in the 12th century. She began living a monastic life when she was only 8 years old. And as she grew, she learned much about language and theology and music and herbal medicine. And she went on to become the abbess and leader of her monastic group of women, and even founded her own monastery. Hildegard was an amazing woman, particularly for the time she lived, and has been someone I have admired for a long time. The book that the Bible study is using is by Matthew Fox, Hildegard of Bingen, A Saint for Our Times. Today, I thought I would share with you a few reflections about why Hildegard has such great appeal to people today. And I will be reading that from the work of Gloria Durka, who wrote Praying with Hildegard of Bingen. And so this is another of the books I have about Hildegard. And she goes on to say that part of Hildegard's spiritual appeal to folks today is that her writings, it seems to fill a vacuum in the heart and mind of people who are journeying toward the center of life. Hildegard provides wonderful and inspiring insights into friendship, living with conflict, relying on God, seeking the light, and the beauty of a virtuous life. Several elements of Hildegard's spirituality particularly explain her unique appeal. One is that Hildegard has an ecological perspective. Her writings reflect her profound sense of being related to the earth. Unlike some of her contemporaries who rejected earthly life as binding their spirit, Hildegard believed this earth was home and a region of delight, and as such must be admired, cherished, and protected. Another reason for her appeal is her spirituality has an emphasis on the beauty of a life of justice and compassion. For Hildegard, holiness implied acting justly and doing good works. Like an orchard that bears good fruit, virtuous lives produce good work, having a power of viriditas, or greenness. A lifestyle of good works requires awareness of the times, discernment of the good, choice as to a course of action, and taking of action. Such a just and compassionate life shines forth in beauty. A third appeal is an invitation to a holistic use of our intelligence. Hildegard's style of writing is fascinating and at times difficult because she used an intricate array of metaphors and rich symbols. From a literary perspective, the biblical prophets were the only authors who directly influenced her style. The wonderful images that she employed invite readers to taste and see the goodness of God by nurturing the analytic and metaphoric modes of perception. The writings of Hildegard prime our imagination and touch our intuition. A fourth reason for Hildegard's appeal is that hers is a mystical theology grounded in the integrity of creation. Hildegard experienced God living in and through all creation but she did not collapse the identities of God and creation or dismiss their differences. In one of her visions, God declared, "I am the breeze that nurtures all things green. I am the rain coming from the dew that causes the grasses to laugh with the joy of life. I am the yearning for good." And a final reason that Hildegard has such appeal is that she is a powerful role model for women to be true to their own religious experience. Hildegard reflected and wrote at length about the experience of women. Her correspondence reveals a lifestyle of political and social activism. Hildegard actively challenged the status quo. She now challenges all women to respect their own experience, to affirm their talents and skills, and to transform the world into authentic partnership with men. Hildegard wrote and preached, healed, and sang God's praises, always desiring to bring the earth and humankind into closer harmony with God's wonderful design at the creation of the world. Corruption and disharmony rack our world just as they did hers. Her call to bind the wounds of the earth, to live justly and compassionately, to co-create with God, makes her a stirring and challenging companion for the spiritual journey. So that's the heart and soul of why the Thursday morning Bible study, I chose to do a book on Hildegard of Bingen. I hope folks find her as inspiring as I do. And if you're interested in being a part of the Thursday morning Bible study, everyone's welcome. Take care. Have a good week.